What's going on, everybody? Corey here. Hopefully everything is working. First time this time. Um, but welcome. Having some French roast coffee for some reason. So give a little background. I don't know what I'm saying. It's early. I'm not a massive coffee drinker. Um, well, I am. I drink coffee every day, but I'm not really, I don't consider myself a coffee snob by any means, and I also get told all the time that I ruin coffee because I put cream and sugar in it. That's just what I like. Um, and French roast coffee for some reason tastes like cigarette ash to me. But that's what I'm having this morning. So some nice liquid cigarette ash. I actually subscribe to Black Rifle Coffee Company, auto ship. But first thing in the morning when everyone's asleep in the house, usually like because I wake up at like 5 in the morning, I won't brew fresh coffee. I'll just use a K cup to brew my first cup of coffee. So yeah, there's that. But welcome to Coffee and Magic. I've got a little bit of a different setup over here. Or today, um, over here is my OBS. In front of me is my screen. So I've got two monitors going on today. So we'll see how that works out. And honestly, I don't think a whole lot is going on in the Magic world this week. Let's see. Let's check out Vanishing Ink and see if they've got anything new. That's right. Cyber Cup came out, which is from the Vault. So I don't know if this. I get so confused on the Vault, like because when I think of Vault, that means it's an old thing that was put away, and then we're bringing it out of the Vault. But it looks really neat. So it's you take the cap off. It's very visual. You take the cap off and paint toss it on. I don't know if it's very real world working. Everything, all the video of it shows it with an orange background. It feels very Instagram magic-y to me looking at it. It looks really good, but it looks to me like it's mostly social media magic. So take that for what you will, but it does look amazing. There is a new thing on here. Bottle is out, so that's you've probably seen some of the people who do a ton of social media magic doing this. You have a glass bottle and a cork, and you show a coin, and you pass it through the bottle, and then you take it out and everything. And I'm not a big person that talks about like, oh, well, you have to explain things away. It just seems like such an odd thing to bring out. So I would be interested if it's just this or they go over anything. It's like, hey, you can do this, this, and that with a bottle, and then you lead up to this or something. But it seems like one of those one-trick ponies, and for $45, not really for me. Like, there's a place for something like that. But it's not, it's one of those things that, like, I feel like if you had it just, like, laying around your house and some friends came over and we were like, oh, wait, let me show you something real quick. And then doing it works, but doing it as part of the show or something doesn't really work. I feel the same way about Roller Coaster. Roller Coaster is a brilliant trick. I love, it's big, it's the coin through glass that's typically done with a deck of cards, done with a coaster with something that makes sense. But at the end of the day, it's not something that you're going to really do. like in a real performing situation. Like you may have, like if you're a bar magician, maybe, um, but it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because it needs to lend itself to being a more organic thing. So if it's something where you're enjoying some drinks with some friends, like, hey, do you have a quarter? Let me show you something, and then doing it while you have friends after you just finished a drink or whatever, then it makes sense. Um, and I think a lot of people will like this. We've got this generation that doesn't think a whole lot like that. Now, someone may be using it in their normal show, and that's great if you've got a way where it works. But it just seems it's just one of those things that like doesn't really have a place, except for in an organic situation where you're not actually going to be using it a whole lot. What else came out this week? Moses card, Aurora. So not a whole lot. Bill by Alex Souza. So Bill change. Vanishing is having their warehouse clearance sale going on. So if you're looking for some sales, they have some that are good sales, some that are just kind of like, okay, well that's not that great. So definitely check that out. And let's see. Oh, I lost my mouse. There it is. That happens at me at work too. So at work, on my day-to-day job, I have a computer here in front of me, monitor. So I've got 3 screens, and the one in front of me is a laptop, so it's a much smaller screen. And I'll just be messing around and doing stuff. But I use all 3 of my screens. Actually, I need a 4th. But in the process of using all of my monitors, I lose track of the cursor sometimes. So that becomes a very fun game of like, where's my cursor at? Like, what's going on? So usually I try to default like my cursor to the middle screen if if I'm going to lunch or something. That way I don't have to look around for it. Oh, there's a deal of the day. Animal Tarot. Interesting. Okay. Anyways, socks is on there. So I think you get all the socks by Michael Hoot out of clearance. Let's see what else is going on. If you are a Magic Stream subscriber, the Royal Road to Mentalism Volume 2 is now available. It's a pretty solid trick. I think Peter Turner is fantastic. So, like, he's been working on this along with, I can't think of the other guy's name. Oh, I feel really bad about that. I think it's Mark something. Not if I just click in there, does it tell me his name?
So I've now got that.
Mark Lemon, that's right. So Mark Lemon. So they're doing this Royal Road to Mentalism video on Magic Stream. Like I said, it looks pretty solid. I'm pretty excited about it. Magic in the Moment. If you've probably noticed down here, I have a link for a Discord. So I do now have a Discord for Magic in the Moment. So looking to grow that along with the Facebook page. You can click on any of my recent videos on YouTube to get the link where you don't have to type it based off of this. And I might, I don't think this will let me type in the chat. That's fine. So there's that. And then my latest video this last week, I don't remember what I said last week, what I was going to do, but I didn't go that route. I did all about Magic apps and kind of which ones I'm using. So I've been really happy with that. Or with the video, and then the apps that I'm using. So I've added one since then. So I have added Ellipse, which is really nice. And then Picasso Pro just got an update. I haven't played around with the update for that yet, but and hopefully, we know the update's coming if you're in the Predictogram group. Shamir Salim Salim, I think it's Salim probably. Um, Shamir reached out to me on Facebook the other day and said, kind of thank me for the review or for having Cypher and Hydra and all that, and then said, hey, um, here's an updated link for Predictogram 3.0. So Predictogram is being updated, and I can tell you it's a lot faster. So if you're a Predictogram user, it is a lot faster. There's some features that have been crippled because of the original way of doing the trick, or the profile matching was more of a security hole than anything. So used to you could update and have it match up to your bio and all your photos and all that just immediately. Like you say, okay, sync, and it would do it. And that stopped working a while ago. I didn't know why, so I asked him, like, hey, is this fixing? He's like, oh no, that was actually a hole, and they patched it. So you do have to do some manual work to keep it where it looks like your Instagram. But if you're not posting 100 times a day, or if you don't care that it matches perfectly, like don't do like Hydra and then do Predictogram for the same people, basically, unless you're going to keep up on making sure those are both updated together. But it is faster, and the look of the app has updated to resemble a lot more of what Instagram looks like today. It's still a web app, but it has been also updated in a way where you can install the app. So you install the web app, and the logo. So on Android, the logo of the browser that you're using is gone. I don't know. I should have done some research. I don't know if Illusionist still sells Predictogram, actually. Oh, they do. So yeah, Predictogram was released by Owen Garfield. So it's still available. It's $20. Watch some videos of it if you're unsure. Basically, you can ask a spectator to name a card, and it can be any card. It can be completely freely named, and you can go to your Instagram and show them. It's like, hey, I want like this is my Instagram, and like 20 weeks ago I posted a card, and you can scroll all the way through. They see nothing, and then they see their named card in a photo on your Instagram, and you can scroll past and show that that's the only one. It's a nice little pocket miracle. Like, it's a nice quick trick, quick hit. When someone says, "Oh, you do magic?" Like, well, it's like, yeah. It's like, well, I made a prediction a while ago, but I want to see, we can get you there. So whatever the case may be, if you want to do like just name a card, and then, hey, I want to show you my Instagram, or I posted a photo on my Instagram, but I'm going to need your help to get to this, and let's see if I was right on, or whatever you want to do. I haven't watched a video in a while. I play around with it a lot. I've only performed it a few times, and that's mostly just because Instagram updates so much, and it stopped updating, that it was really hard to bring it out and be like, they're like, oh, well, why are you using such an old version of Instagram? Normally people don't notice a lot of different things like that, but Instagram, the drastic changes that they makes it very noticeable. Minor changes, not a big thing. Instagram changes, major thing. So that is getting updated. I don't think he has shared that with the group yet. Sorry. I don't think he shared that with the group yet, but it is coming. So he said after Picasso Pro launch project. I'm just horrible today at paying attention to anything. Oh, well, I don't even see the group anymore. Maybe they didn't have their own group. But he said after the Picasso Pro, he was going to go in and say, hey, if you have Predictogram, this is kind of this is what's going on. And I've been playing around with Inject and Realist. I love both of those. I love Cypher. I'm still having a lot of fun with Cypher. So it's so weird for someone who was always opposed to Magic apps. The amount of enjoyment that I'm getting out of Magic apps is real. I can actually post that link here. I'll post that there. Here we go. So yeah, that's, there's that. Timeline's supposed to be getting an update. I'm using a beta of Timeline. iOS has already been updated, so I don't know if when the official Android release is coming out. Hopefully soon, because I like the official. My biggest complaint about Timeline for Android, and I don't know, it's the developer issue, is the icon. The app icon defaults to like no icon for Android. And that's just because whoever's developing it, like I don't know if Patrick's the one that's actually coding it or if it's someone else. But they're not putting something where it's supposed to be in the file. Which gets really annoying because I just have this really ugly icon in my folder of apps. But it is what it is. Let's see. I don't think there's a whole lot else really going on this week. That's what I wanted to actually talk about. So, still app related. And it's regarding Cypher and Lloyd Barnes. So there's a little bit of drama. Nothing major. Nothing like the Illusionist Kaylin Morelli drama. But I don't know. Like, I feel like I do wonder if it was changed, if it was different, how his response would be. So I like Lloyd. I don't know him personally, but I think he's fantastic. I think he's got some stuff that's very like, this is social media magic. It's not going to be used. It can't be used for anything else, and I don't like that kind. I don't like that kind of creation. For me, like, magic needs to be, if I'm doing something on my Instagram, I need to be able to do that in person. Because if I get booked because of a post on Instagram, granted his stuff is all like, he blocks people who aren't magicians, but it's, if I'm getting booked for something and I do something that can only be done online, it makes it takes away from, I feel, away from some of the legitimacy of them needing to book me, for them to say, oh, we really like this trick, can you do that? And be like, no, because it's technically a camera trick. It's literally a camera trick. So, that's the only thing about some of his magic that bothers me, but I think he's a brilliant thinker. I wish my mind worked like his. As well as saying, I've probably got to just train my mind to work like his, and I could probably get there eventually. But Cypher Pro came out, and they gave him a credit because, and this is my thought. So he's not very happy about this. He's like, I don't know why they put my name on it. I had nothing to do with it. It's not my trick. I created Cypher, not Cypher Pro. They've made so many changes that it's not the trick that it used to be. It is, though. It's still, at the core, it's still the exact same effect. It's still, I could go through and, well, if I didn't delete the old one, I could go through and show screen by screen. Everything's the same except for it's got a few extra. It's got an integration now with Hydra, and it's got a couple other things. It's essentially the exact same trick. It's just an app now and not a web app. And it does a couple other things. But he's upset about this. He works for Murphy's. Illusion has put his name on something. But would it be the same reaction if they released Cypher Pro and didn't give him any credit at all? Because essentially, Cypher Pro is, again, Cypher. The biggest difference is now physical. It's an actual app and not a crappy web app. And his complaint is like, it's full of bugs and all this. There hasn't been that many bugs. people have noticed some bugs, and it's a little weird. Like, there's been things on the peak screen where it's not centered, and people are throwing a fit about that. You're the only one that sees the peak screen, people, not your spectator. Or, like, just like weird little things. I don't know how iOS is, but on Android, we can download any calculator we want and use any calculator we want. It's not uncommon to go up to someone, everyone's running different calculators. Also, if you've got a Samsung phone, you've got your own built-in calculator. Vanilla Android has their calculator from Google. HTC has their calculator. Huawei has their calculator. Look, everyone has their own, plus a plethora of calculators in the Play Store. So it's not hard to say, oh, I found this calculator, I really like it. I like the design a little bit more than the default. If someone actually questions it, but no one's going to question your calculator. So, but I was thinking of, well, while he was getting upset about this with Craig questioning him, what would it be like if Illusionist releases and gave him no credit? Then it put his name in. It's like, hey, here's Cypher Pro by what's his face? I can't. I'm so bad with names. By Shamir. Here's Cypher Pro by Shamir. And no credit. Would Lloyd have thoughts? Would he have been just like not said anything? Or would it have been like, this is shady, this is essentially my trick, and they didn't give me any credit for it? And I can't speak for how Lloyd would respond to that. I thought about reaching out to him and saying, hey, I just, I wanted to ask, if it was the other way around, like you didn't get any credit for it, and be honest, how would your reaction be? But he seemed, listening to the podcast with Lloyd and Craig, he seemed pretty irritated when Craig kept badgering him about Cypher and joking about Cypher. So I'm like, you know what? I don't know. Like, we're not friends. Like, we're friends on Facebook, but we're not actual, like, friends. I've never had a one-on-one conversation with Lloyd. I would love to. But I've never had that conversation with Lloyd to be able to go up to him like, hey. So I'm going to kick a dead horse here, but how would you feel? And if he were to watch this and respond, that'd be awesome. But, like, again, I'm not going to push it, but I do wonder, what would it be like if there was no credit given at all? Another thing, I had a comment on my video for my favorite projects, EDC projects, with the Gaslighter project and Chapslick. And a person commented said shame on Adam Wilbur and Volpine Creations because they put a Banksy photo on one of the lighters and went on this whole thing on copyright. And again, I didn't want to respond, and I might reach out to Adam and say, hey, if this is something you want to respond to, feel free to comment, or we could do like a interview or something and put that out there, like it's up to you. And I might still do that, but because I can't comment on it. All I can say is, like, this is the image. Now, I'm going to go on a limb and say, because the original image is this little girl pointing to a balloon that's flying away, that because of the alteration to the image, with the girl being able to hold the balloon at the end of the trick, that is why it's able to get put on the lighter, or included in the project, because it's an alteration of an original image. But I can't speak for that for sure. I don't know how a lot of the copyright stuff works, or trademark stuff, or anything like that. And I think one of the person's argument was, like, you can, like, about, and I don't have it pulled up, it was, it can be reproduced, but not for monetary gain. And you could theoretically say that you are buying the project with ideas and you're paying for the instruction and that's it, and then and instruction and ideas, and then as a bonus they're including the stickers. So like there's a lot of way around things. As you know, in wrestling we joke around a lot about gimmick infringement, like taking someone's gimmick, taking their shtick. You know, if I go out there and I get clotheslined, or you know, whatever happens, I lay flat and then I do a sit up and I roll my eye to the back of the head, that would be gimmick infringement. It's like, oh, he's stealing Taker's gimmick. So I mean, I guess in a way you could say it's kind of gimmick infringement, but I don't know. I think it's a weird thing again that I can't talk on because I'm not the creator. I can't tell you anything about it. So I might try to reach out to Adam and see if he'll at least, you know, just give him to say, hey, someone commented on this. This is kind of what they said. I just wanted to let you know and give you the option to speak to it. But yeah, and I think that was all the things I wanted to cover today. I did get Jay Sankey's Ultimate Holy Moly. I was one of those weird people that I always liked Holy Moly, but I never got it. It was never something I played around with. And I did pick that up and got it just the other day and started playing around with it. I mean, it's not like it's a super difficult thing. But I do like the inclusion of like a long washer for like a stretching effect. So, you know, there's that. I do have a complaint about some Sankey stuff recently, and I get it. I mean, I can't completely fault him because he's able to make packaging and doing all this stuff really, really cheap. I mean, I guess ultimately that's the goal, is to save yourself some money on stuff, but going from like old Sankey products to like new Sankey products and what the packaging is just kind of like, And I think, you know, I guess the argument could be like these stuff, like it's not in a magic shop, so it doesn't need to be pretty. But like I can show you this is what Ultimate Holy Moly came in. The label has a link to the instructional video, and then a Ziploc bag, and then a little felt bag, or not felt, but just another little cloth bag, velvet bag, that has the washers in it. Like, this isn't... Do I have an old Sankey video that I can grab? I do, I don't know where they're at. But, like, totally different than how they used to come out. Oh, that's another thing that I got. I forgot about. So last week I was talking about the Quantum deck and how Vanishing Ink was going to make their own and send out. So this is the packaging. It's a sleeve over a deck of cards that they've treated. Compared to the actual Quantum deck, to what Vanishing Ink sent, way overtreated. Way overtreated for other decks that I would use too. And like, the packaging is a slip of paper. There should be some kind of discount given for this. Yeah, that's my gripe. This is, I think it's a $40 trick. Again, you're paying a lot for the packaging. So I got crappy packaging. I didn't get the cards as treated, that as intended by the creator, which I have handled and I prefer. And yeah. Oh, and I think in the one that you get from the official one, the box for the cards is blank. It's just a white box. So I think Vanishing Ink should be issuing some kind of refund. I don't have anything against the trick itself, but I do think Vanishing Ink should be offering some kind of partial refund, um, since we're not getting everything that we paid for. So yeah, there's that. But I think I am going to stop the stream there. It's been productive, been some rambling. I am thinking about starting so I have a podcast on Anchor called Random Ramblings. I don't update it very often. I need to update it more. But I have been thinking about starting like a magic podcast. With just like quick thoughts about magic and things like that. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Because, yeah, it would be quick and easy to something to subscribe to, and maybe even taking, because I don't do a whole lot of visual stuff on the stream, maybe taking the streams and putting them as part of the podcast, saving them and stripping out the audio. But yeah, I don't really know. Just thinking about a few things to do, and yeah, that's all I've got. So where is my cursor? I want to thank everyone for watching this morning. If you're catching the rebroadcast later, thank you for checking it out then. I appreciate any comments and having any conversation down below with your thoughts on anything that we talked about today or throughout the week. And we'll see what I do for a video this week. Maybe I'll do a Sankey video talking about some Sankey products that I have, some things, maybe I have a couple, a couple. I have a very rare Sankey project. I think it was his first ever DVDs ever released, or well, I guess they were back then, they were VHS tapes and Betamax. But not a lot of people have these. And so that might be part of my next video. It's got great work on it. But maybe that'll be my next video. We'll see. I've got to brainstorm on some ideas for some videos, and if you have any ideas of what you would like to see, go ahead and comment in the stream's video in the stream's comment section, and I'll look at them and see kind of what sounds good. But again, I want to thank you for watching, and we will catch you in the next live stream.